Hello, my beautiful and magnificent Leo souls, and welcome back to Cosmic Wisdom. I am your guide into the heart of the universe. And today, oh my dear friends, today we stand at the threshold of a truly glorious event. If this message has found you, I know in my heart it is by divine appointment. I have a feeling you can sense it too, can't you? That subtle shift in the atmosphere, as if the whole world is holding its breath. A quiet, powerful knowing, deep within your lion-hearted spirit, that the spotlight is about to find you, that your true power is about to be revealed, and that a grand victory you have quietly fought for in the shadows is about to take center stage. Dear Leo, I want you to reflect for a moment. Do you feel how completely you have transformed from the person you once were? You, who has loved with the boundless generosity of the sun, only to feel the chill of a sudden eclipse. You, who has been hurt, whose radiant pride has been wounded, but who has always found the courage to rise again. In the quietest moments, when the applause faded, your heart has sent out a silent roar. A prayer not just for a miracle, but for recognition, for a soul connection that could match your fire, and for a reward from the universe that was worthy of your royal spirit. And today, my radiant friend, I am here as a messenger to tell you this. What you have waited for, what you have yearned for, is finally arriving. And no, this is not just about a person returning. This is a coronation. This is your turning point. If your soul is roaring a quiet yes in response to these words, then stay with me on this magnificent journey, because it begins with an echo from a past you thought was behind you, with a soul who is utterly captivated, completely haunted by the memory of your light. And before we dive into this glorious story, I want you to anchor this energy right now. Go to the comments and declare it with all your power. I am ready for my divine coronation. Let's claim this victory together. Now, my dear Leo, let's speak of that echo. Have you felt it? That invisible, magnetic warmth. A presence that follows you, not with eyes or words, but with a vibrant solar frequency that time and distance cannot diminish. Perhaps a song you once shared plays on the radio, and for a fleeting moment, your heart glows with a memory so bright, it's almost painful. Maybe you've had recurring dreams of them, not of drama, but of them simply basking in your presence, their face turned toward you like a flower to the sun. Or perhaps it's a sudden quiet moment in your day, and you just know with your entire being that someone is thinking of you, missing the warmth that only you can provide. Leo, I need you to understand this with absolute clarity. This is not just wishful thinking. This is the energetic signature of a soul that has become completely and utterly obsessed with the light you shared with them, and they can no longer live in the cold without it. They tried, you know. Oh, how they tried to forget you. They probably told themselves they could find another source of light, another fire to warm their hands by. They believed that distance would dim your memory, that time would cool the brand of your spirit on their heart, that if they just pretended you didn't exist for long enough, they would stop missing the sun. But they were so profoundly wrong, because Leo, the love, the joy, the sheer life force you give is not some commonplace emotion. It is a cosmic event. To be loved by you is to stand in the full, glorious light of the sun. It is a soul-level experience of warmth and creation. And once you have touched someone's soul with that radiance, you never truly disappear. You have become a permanent part of their inner landscape, a golden memory that illuminates the grayest corners of their mind. You see, this is the magnificent power and the occasional burden of being a Leo. You are ruled by the sun itself, the very center of our solar system, the source of all light, life, and warmth. This means you don't just enter someone's life, you become its center. You illuminate everything: your generosity, your charisma, your radiant optimism. It creates a golden age in the lives of those you love. But what happens when that light is too bright for someone who is accustomed to the shadows? What happens when your brilliant truth illuminates their own insecurities, their own fears, their own lack of self-worth? They can't handle it. So, wherever this person goes now, they see your absence. Every sunrise reminds them of you. Every moment of laughter feels hollow compared to the uninhibited joy you shared. The world for them has lost its color. It feels muted, cold, and lonely. They are living in a perpetual twilight, haunted by the memory of what it felt like to live in your light. They won't tell you this, of course. Their own pride, their own ego would never allow it. They will likely put on a mask of indifference, of coldness, of moving on. But do not be deceived by that performance, my friend. Because when the world is dark and they are alone with their thoughts, they are the ones wrestling with the ghost of your warmth. They are the ones haunted by a radiance they took for granted and a generosity they were not evolved enough to reciprocate. They may have once complained that you were too much, too bold, too bright, too confident. But now, in the stark, cold reality of their life without you, they realize the whole world is not enough. You are not a passing candle flame, Leo. You were their sun. And now that you are gone, they are lost in an endless winter. So I want you to listen to me very carefully, my magnificent Leo. Never again allow yourself to believe you are not worthy simply because someone chose to walk out of your light. They didn't leave because you were flawed. They left because your light was too brilliant. They left because you were a bonfire of truth and passion, and they were not brave enough to stand in that glorious heat. They were not ready to accept the unconditional generosity you offered, because your royal spirit made them feel small and unworthy in comparison. Sometimes, the universe moves someone out of your orbit not to punish you, but to protect your sacred flame, to save you from someone who did not know how to honor the incredible gift of your heart. And their obsession now is not a signal for you to go back and rescue them from the cold. It is a powerful lesson for them. The light of a star like you is a once-in-a-lifetime gift. You do not need their return to know you are worthy. Your very essence, the radiant, life-giving energy you exude without even trying, has already proven your infinite value. You are past the point of auditioning for someone's love. You now stand as the sovereign of your own magnificent kingdom. You only grant audience to those who can celebrate your light, not be intimidated by it, to those who can add to your fire, not try to diminish it, and to those who are evolved enough to stand beside you as a fellow monarch, not as a mere subject. You are not just remembered, Leo. You are yearned for. You are not just once loved. You are the unforgettable warmth they will chase for the rest of their days. And that, my friend, is a quiet, powerful, and deeply satisfying triumph. But this is only the overture. This is just the first trumpet blast, announcing the grand ceremony to come. Because the universe is not just showing you their longing, it's preparing for your victory. And this victory includes a new love, a brilliant and unexpected connection approaching your shores, a magnificent new beginning that will give you the power to choose from a place of supreme self-worth. Are you ready, Leo? Because in the next part of our journey, we will talk about a triumph so grand, a coronation so spectacular, that no one, least of all your past self, ever saw it coming. If this part of the message has made your heart roar, go to the comments and declare, "My light is unforgettable, and my reign is beginning." But Leo, when a soul from your past is haunted by your light, when a heart cannot escape the memory of your warmth, this is more than just a romantic echo. It's a cosmic signal. It's the universe rolling out the red carpet for you. It's the first sign that your grand triumph is at hand. And the most surprising part will not be who returns, but the silent, radiant, and powerful transformation you are about to embody. In this next part, we will discuss the victory no one saw coming, and why this time your coronation cannot be stopped. Leo, have you ever felt like you were on a grand stage, but the curtains just wouldn't open? Like you were born for a leading role, but you kept being cast as an understudy in your own life? It's a deep, innate knowing that you are meant for something magnificent, something great. But day after day, you've wondered, when? When will my moment finally arrive? Perhaps, my dear friend, you've grown tired of the cycle of giving your all and not receiving the recognition you deserve. You have poured your heart, your soul, and your brilliant creativity into projects, relationships, and dreams, only to feel overlooked or to see the rewards go to someone less deserving. There have been times, in your most private moments, where you've almost dimmed your own light, almost accepted the heartbreaking lie that maybe you were meant to shine for others, but never for yourself. But today, I want you to prepare your heart for a spectacle. I want you to prepare your soul for applause from the cosmos itself, because the universe is about to orchestrate a triumph so unexpected, so glorious, it will redefine your entire existence. A new door is swinging open for you, Leo, and here is the most beautiful part. It is not opening because you fought for it. It's opening because it is your divine time. You no longer need to audition. The universe is ushering you to the throne. All you need is the courage to accept your crown. You have been on journeys of the heart that others would not have survived. You have carried the heavy burden of a wounded pride, a pain that is often misunderstood. You have smiled and shone for others, even when your own inner light felt like a flickering candle. And every single time you got close to your breakthrough, it felt like someone or something drew the curtains closed again, pushing you back into the wings. But this time, everything is different. This time, you don't need to perform for anyone. You don't need to prove your worth. Because the universe has been your audience all along. It has witnessed your generosity, your courage, your resilience. Your energy at this very moment is like the sun emerging from a total eclipse. No one sees the full power coming until it bursts forth, and when it does, it will illuminate and transform everything. And do you know why this coronation is happening now? Because you, my dear Leo, have finally learned the most crucial royal lesson. You have learned to let go of the need for external applause. You've learned to love without needing to be the center of someone's universe. You've learned to lose a battle without losing your sense of self-worth. And precisely in the moment you stopped performing for validation and started shining for the pure joy of it, your energy became an irresistible magnet for your highest destiny. You are no longer chasing the spotlight. You have become the spotlight. Consider this profound evolution. Love no longer comes from a place of needing admiration, but from the overflowing, generous warmth of a heart that is whole. Career success no longer comes from a desperate need to be seen, but from the joyful, consistent expression of your unique, creative genius. Abundance no longer flows from a need to prove your value, but from the high-frequency vibration of inherent worthiness that now radiates from you effortlessly. And so, the universe is gathering every accolade you were denied, every opportunity that was overlooked, and is returning it to you now on a golden platter. You will be chosen for that leadership role. You will be seen and celebrated for your true, authentic self. You will receive the adoring, respectful love you have always deserved. Career paths that allow you to truly lead and inspire will open before you. Money and resources will flow to you, drawn by your confident and generous spirit. And love, oh, the love that is coming, will not be a fleeting affair. It will be a powerful, devoted, and loyal partnership, a fellow monarch ready to build an empire with you. This time, no one can stop you, because your success is no longer dependent on the opinions of others. It is being orchestrated by the cosmos itself. But my dear Leo, this triumph is not just a simple reward. It is the fulfillment of an ancient karmic destiny. A royal soul promise is returning. In our next part, we will unlock this sacred mystery. Why does this powerful karmic love return at the exact moment you learn to rule your own kingdom? And why does this reunion hold the key to your ultimate reign? If you feel you are on the brink of your own glorious coronation, go to the comments and write with all your heart, "I am ready to claim my throne and begin my reign." Dear Leo, have you ever felt a connection with someone so powerful, so regal, that it felt like a scene from a historical epic? A sense of recognition so immediate that you knew, with every fiber of your being, that you had shared a kingdom in another lifetime. You couldn't explain it. Why you felt so protective of them. Why you were so generous with them. Why even when they disappointed you, you saw the potential for greatness within them. You may have called it love, but it was something more profound. It was karma. And when a karmic connection of this stature returns, it is not just to reignite a passion. It returns to place you firmly back on your throne. You are not imagining this, Leo. An old love, a powerful and significant soul connection, is preparing to re-enter your court. Not because you are pining for them, but because the great karmic story of your souls has reached its climax. That person, the very one who left your kingdom, is being drawn back into your orbit by the undeniable gravity of your transformed, sovereign energy. My friend, between you and this person exists a soul contract, very likely a royal one. Perhaps in a past life, you were the monarch and they were your most trusted advisor or your greatest rival. Perhaps you were the one who sacrificed your kingdom for them. Or perhaps they were the one who betrayed you, and this lifetime was about them learning the true meaning of loyalty. Whatever the ancient story, they are now returning, not to start over, but to complete the epic. This return might not be a grand, public announcement. It will likely begin with subtle signs, a dream so vivid you feel you've spent the night in a past life, an unexpected message that arrives with a tone of deep respect and admiration. A chance encounter where the magnetic pull between you is so strong, it's undeniable to you both. That is the universe reactivating the powerful, golden cord that has always connected your souls. But here is the most important part of this test for you, Leo. Karmic love doesn't just return to adore you. It returns to test your sovereignty. It returns to see if you have truly healed the most sensitive part of the Leo soul, the ego. You see, you may have learned to shine on your own. But can you now accept a love that is a partnership of equals, not a relationship between a ruler and a subject? Can you love without needing constant praise? Can you allow your partner to shine their own light just as brightly as yours? That person returns to test your evolution. Are you still the monarch who needs a court of admirers? Or have you become the wise and powerful sovereign who understands that true power lies in lifting others up? In creating an empire where two rulers reign side by side? Because, my love, only when you no longer need them to be a subject in your kingdom will you be ready to receive a love that is truly royal. You are no longer the fragile ruler whose confidence is tied to the loyalty of their court. You are now an awakened sovereign, and you have the power to choose. Not just to choose who is in your life, but to choose a dynamic that brings you peace and mutual respect. You don't need to go back and change the past. Sometimes, your radiant, transformed self is the triumphant final act of a story that was once a tragedy. If that person returns, they will not be meeting the performer they once knew. They will be meeting the sovereign, a ruler who does not need to be loved to feel complete. But my dear Leo, this karmic connection is just one jewel in your new crown. What is far more important is the glorious transformation you have undergone. In our next section, we will turn the spotlight fully onto the most important character in this epic, you, the monarch who was once dethroned and who has now reclaimed their power from within. Because that transformation is the key that has unlocked your entire kingdom. If you have ever experienced a love that felt epic, share your power by writing in the comments, "I am returning to my throne, a sovereign who has healed and is whole." Dear Leo, I want you to take a moment and look back. Look at the person you used to be, the one who checked their phone, waiting for a text that would validate their worth, the one who would replay conversations in their head, wondering if they had said the right thing to earn approval, the one who felt a pang of hurt when their grand gestures were not met with grand applause, the one who searched for their reflection in the eyes of others to know that they were shining. That person is gone. You have changed. It happened with courage, with fire, with a profound act of will. No true monarch is born without trials, Leo, and no soul as bright as yours can achieve its full radiance without first navigating the darkness of a wounded pride. You are not who you once were, and that is why the universe is now redesigning the entire world to serve as your kingdom. You no longer beg for admiration. You no longer audition for a role in someone else's life. You no longer need someone to tell you that you are brilliant. And in that powerful, self-assured silence, they begin to panic, because nothing is more intimidating and attractive than a monarch who no longer needs a court. You have changed, Leo. You have stopped seeking to be loved and have started knowing you are love itself. You were once a roaring bonfire of generosity, giving your light, your energy, your loyalty without limit, hoping it would be reflected back to you. But love that is not honored becomes a drain on your fire. You once accepted crumbs of affection and called it a feast. You once blamed yourself, thinking you had to be more, do more, shine brighter to be loved. My dear Leo, you once dimmed your own magnificent light to make someone else feel comfortable. But then, you had your glorious epiphany. Anyone who needs you to be less than the sun in order to be with you does not deserve to be in your solar system. So you stopped chasing their approval and you started stoking the fires of your own heart. You stopped changing to fit their world, and you began changing to reclaim your own kingdom. No one becomes a sovereign overnight, but you, my friend, you earned your crown day by day, every single time you chose your self-respect over their approval. You learned to be your own source of warmth when the world felt cold. You learned to sit proudly on your throne, even if you were the only one in the room. You learned to speak your truth with quiet confidence, where once you might have roared for attention. And these, my love, are the signs of a soul reclaiming its throne. A person who is truly sovereign no longer seeks their subjects to feel powerful. You no longer need someone to return to feel worthy. You have always been worthy. You were just waiting for the world to give you the crown that was yours all along. Now, you embody the energy of the Empress and the Sun card combined. A being of immense creativity, generosity, and warmth, who rules not with an iron fist, but with a loving, open, and powerful heart. You still love, but you love yourself first. You are still generous, but no longer to the point of depleting your own life force. You know your boundaries, you know your immense value, and you know, with the certainty of the sunrise, when to banish someone from your kingdom and thank yourself for protecting your peace. Dear Leo, you no longer need to be chosen, because you have finally, regally, and completely chosen yourself. And when a monarch chooses themselves, the universe begins to send them their kingdom. Love begins to find them. Opportunities for leadership begin to seek them out. Miracles begin to happen. And that, my friend, is your triumph. No one else needs to see it for it to be real. All that matters is you, living proudly and radiantly, with a heart that is not just patched up, but is now a blazing star. But a soul that transforms with this magnitude never transforms in a vacuum. As you have changed, the world around you has begun to reform. What once left you is now seeking an audience. What was once delayed is now being fast-tracked to your door. And the royal life you once prayed for is finally being delivered. In our final part, we will dive deep into this grand cosmic reward. The universe is orchestrating your coronation, because once you learn to rule yourself, you become the rightful ruler of your destiny. If this part makes you feel your own sovereign power, write a decree in the comments. I am the sovereign of my kingdom, and I have chosen myself. Leo, do you remember them? All those times you roared into the silence, those moments you stood on your stage with no one in the audience, just hoping, praying that your moment would come. You once asked the universe, how much longer must I wait? Why do others receive their crowns, while I am still here, waiting in the wings? Why do I give my all, only to receive a polite round of applause? You once thought the universe was ignoring you. You once believed the most painful lie. Maybe my light just isn't bright enough. But my radiant Leo, you were so wrong. The universe was never ignoring you. It was simply building you a bigger stage, forging you a more magnificent crown, and preparing a reward so glorious it was beyond even your wildest, most creative dreams. Everything you once thought you lost, every role you were denied, every standing ovation you didn't receive, it is all being realigned. It is all being returned to you now, with interest, at the perfect time, in the most public and glorious way. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared for your reign, silently, divinely. There were roles you thought you missed. In truth, they were delayed to protect you from a story that was too small for you. There were people who left your court. In truth, they had to, because they were not worthy of being part of your new empire. There were dreams that went unfulfilled. In truth, It was because you hadn't yet grown into the monarch who could handle that level of power and responsibility. And when you changed, when you took your crown from within, the universe began to send out the royal decree. It didn't give you a small part. It gave you the whole kingdom. And the miracle is this: your destiny, the one that is truly yours, can never be given to another. Leo, you may have felt alone on your throne in the darkest of nights. You may have thought, perhaps I am not meant to rule. But what you didn't realize is that the cracks in your heart are exactly where your brightest light shines through. The universe may not answer in words, but it answers with opportunities. A sudden promotion to a leadership position, a creative project that goes viral, giving you the recognition you've always craved. A partner who sees you, celebrates you, and wants to build an empire with you. An old cherished dream suddenly manifesting in a way that is bigger and better than you ever imagined. You might not believe it at first, but every silent prayer for recognition, every hope for a love worthy of you is being answered all at once. You are not late. You are arriving at your own coronation, right on time. You are not unlucky. You have been protected from a destiny that was beneath you. You are not invisible. You are the main event, and the universe is now shining a massive spotlight on you. Love, leadership, abundance, they will not arrive as small trinkets. They will come all at once, like a treasure chest being opened, full of gold, jewels, and everything you desire. All you need to do now is believe it and graciously receive your tribute. Leo, you have walked a long and courageous path. You have turned your wounds into wisdom and your pain into power. You deserve this season of glory. Lift your head high, take a deep, regal breath, and smile at your adoring crowd, because that is the universe roaring its approval and saying, now, it is time for you to reign. If you feel this glorious shift happening within your soul, leave one final royal decree in the comments. I am ready to receive the glorious rewards of my kingdom, because your coronation has truly, officially begun. You no longer need to strive for anything, my magnificent friend. Your kingdom was always yours. It was just waiting for you to claim it. Will you now open your heart and receive the adoration of the cosmos? Wishing you, my dear Leo, the joy of receiving fully all the light, love, and loyalty you have always so generously given, with all the grandeur and majesty that you so truly deserve. Thank you for joining me here at Cosmic Wisdom. Your magnificent reign is just beginning.